All right. So, all right. I want to welcome you all to my clean eating for immune health class. And so, in light of the fact that it is Halloween, which, as I mentioned earlier in our social time, that is the gateway to many of the other holidays and um, sugar season. What food do you love that a lot of people might find a little odd?
Jicama.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I love jicama.
it's great.
Yeah, it is. I like to, sometimes if I can get them sliced really thin, they can be like a wrap. You can put like different stuffing in it and use it as a wrap. Otherwise, it's
Interesting.
too um, crispy. Yeah, I like the only food I do not like is lutefisk. So I, I like every food so far that I have come across. Um, I like Brussels sprouts. Um, what else do I like? Rutabagas, turnips. Um, just
Watermelon radish.
oh yeah,
Those are really good.
those are good too.
Mm.
I like to actually like stir fry my radishes. They're kind of like a potato, and so they're pretty good that way too. How about you, Beatrice, Mary Kay? I think we had a couple of other people coming in. Jennifer, there
Like
she is.
everything. I think I like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically that. Jicama is awfully good.
It is.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I love radishes, but most people don't. But I never thought to stir fry them. I always eat them raw.
Yeah. Um, I learned about that several years ago, in one of my several hundred cookbooks. And it's like, what? But it's actually really very tasty. It just has a whole different taste and texture.
Does it kind of tone down some of
Yes.
yeah,
The
that's what I thought
yeah,
to make it
the
more mild.
sharpness.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, that
exactly.
sounds good. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Do you mix anything in particular with it?
Um, so I have used it more in an Oriental stir fry. So things like bok choy, um, and like a hoisin sauce is really nice with it, very pleasant and mellowing. Um, mung bean sprouts. And I put those in at the very end just to heat them up a little bit. But so they still have a bit of a bite and a crunch. And the same thing with the radishes. So as I'm cooking things, I put them in layers so that the ones that need a little more time get in it. And take it into consideration, it is a stir fry, so that nothing is going to cook for a very long period of time. So I usually do the bok choy first, and then the radishes, and then things like the sprouts, just to give them a little heat, but they still have a bit of a crunch. All right. Well, so anyway, as an alchemical herbalist and functional nutrition coach, I help women that are bone sucking tired from helping others instead of themselves to find the steps to take to find out who they are and to listen to their own voice. And in finding who you are, you feel this desire to take care of yourself, to find out what foods your body really wants. I want to empower these people, these women, to know that they have the choices within their own body. And I do this by looking at their labs, utilizing the many other tools I have, like traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, medical astrology, and trauma energetics. So at this time, I want to make sure everybody silenced their phones, and I am setting an example, hopefully, by putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. And I'm asking you to commit yourself to being fully present and in this moment. You can have a notebook and a pen ready to take notes. It is my intention to show you how to boost your immune system naturally and make clean, nutritious eating a sustainable part of your lifestyle. And with that being said, I am going to shut off my video to help with my bandwidth. And you can do the same should you desire. So we'd all love to be eating the best foods in the world with a great variety of fruits, vegetables, proteins, and healthy fats. But that just often isn't the case. Things get too chaotic, too busy, too much for us to eat those healthy, clean, balanced meals that do good things for the body. Even without all those things going on in your life, it can be hard to eat clean when there are so many tempting processed foods on the market. Beyond simply doing good things for your body when it comes to weight loss, skin health, and endurance, clean eating can actually help boost your immune system and make it easier to fight off those types of infections and viruses that can slow you down. What we eat on a daily basis has a big impact on every area of your life, from immune health to the way you accomplish your health and wellness goals. Even the way you think and feel can be influenced by what you're eating on a daily basis. Changing up your eating habits makes all the difference in the world and won't have you missing out on everything. So what is clean eating? It's best to start with the basics in any new thing we try. So before beginning a clean eating program, you must know what it means. Clean eating isn't just about having food that's up to the FDA standards. It goes beyond just the chemical makeup and deeper into the nutritional value of what you're putting in your body. The first component of clean eating is engaging with whole foods like veggies, fruits, whole grains rather than processed ones, whole and healthy proteins, and a variety of healthy fats. While every clean eating plan varies on what it can restrict, the most common things you'll need to cut out are pretty basic. Cutting out and getting rid of added sugar, extra salt, and highly refined foods are all part of clean eating at its core. Instead of grabbing the quickest microwave meal in the freezer section and hoping for the best meal preparing healthy foods, that lets you stick to the clean eating plan, even when things get more difficult. Even as you begin this new type of eating plan, you might not notice a lot of difference in your weight or your overall health. But little things are sure to change as you stick with me and the plans you can make. Your mood, your skin health, and even the way you process your meals can begin to look different in just a few weeks. The deepest, least noticed area of your health and wellness that's impacted by your eating habits is immune health. You often don't notice if it's good or bad immune health until you really need it. So what is immune health? We've all been through the 5th grade explanation of the immune system, where this entire network within the body acts as gatekeepers and guardians, blocking out any invaders that might disrupt your body. On a daily basis, we are constantly exposed to potentially harmful microbes of all sorts. Our immune system, a network of intricate stages and pathways in the body, protects us against these harmful microbes, as well as certain diseases. It recognizes foreign invaders like bacteria, viruses, and parasites, and takes immediate action. Humans possess 2 types of immunity, innate and adaptive. Innate immunity is a first-line defense from pathogens that try to enter our bodies, achieved through protective barriers. These barriers include skin that keeps out the majority of pathogens, mucus that traps pathogens, stomach acid that destroys pathogens, enzymes in our sweat and tears that help create antibacterial compounds, immune system cells that attack all foreign cells entering the body. Adaptive or acquired immunity is a system that learns to recognize a pathogen. It is regulated by cells and organs in our body, like the spleen, thymus, bone marrow, and lymph nodes. When a foreign substance enters the body, these cells and organs create antibodies and lead to multiplication of immune cells, including different types of white blood cells that are specific to that harmful substance and attack and destroy it. Our immune system then adapts by remembering the foreign substance so that if it enters again, these antibodies and cells are even more efficient and quick to destroy it. So other conditions that trigger an immune response are antigens. Antigens are substances that the body labels as foreign and harmful, which triggers immune cell activity. Allergens are one type of antigen and include grass pollen, dust, food components, or pet hair. Antigens can cause a hyperreactive response in which too many white cells are released. People's sensitivity to antigens varies widely. For example, an allergy to mold triggers symptoms of wheezing and coughing in a sensitive individual, but does not trigger a reaction in other people. Inflammation is an important normal step in the body's innate immune response. This is really important to remember because inflammation is often demonized. But in the beginning, you need inflammation to tell you something is going on. When pathogens attack healthy cells and tissue, a type of immune cell called mast cells counterattack and release proteins called histamines, which cause inflammation. Inflammation may generate pain, swelling, and a release of fluids to help flush out the pathogens. The histamines also send signals to discharge even more white blood cells to fight pathogens. However, prolonged inflammation can lead to tissue damage and may overwhelm the immune system. Autoimmune disorders like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, or type 1 diabetes are partly hereditary and cause hypersensitivity in which immune cells attack and destroy healthy cells. Immunodeficiency disorders can depress or completely disable the immune system and may be genetic or acquired. Acquired forms are more common and include AIDS and cancers like leukemia and multiple myeloma. In these cases, the body's defenses are so reduced that a person becomes highly susceptible to illness from invading pathogens or antigens. So what factors can depress our immune system? Older age. Notice I didn't say old age. Older age. As we age, our internal organs may become less efficient. It is not assumed that everybody will have this happen, but they may become less efficient. Immune-related organs like the thymus or bone marrow produce less immune cells that are needed to fight off infections. Aging is sometimes associated with micronutrient deficiencies, which may worsen a declining immune function. Environmental toxins, such as smoke and other particles contributing to air pollution, excessive alcohol is another thing. These substances can impair or suppress the normal activity of the immune cells. And if anybody is around the wildfires that are happening around the world, this is something to be concerned with. And people who are in any of the other zones, such as with the hurricanes and other weather-related things, need to be aware of environmental toxins. Excess weight. Obesity is associated with low-grade chronic inflammation. Fat tissue produces adipocytokines that can promote inflammatory processes. Research is early, but obesity has also been identified as an independent risk factor for the influenza virus, possibly due to the impaired function of T cells, which is a type of white blood cell. Poor diet. Malnutrition or a diet lacking in one or more nutrients can impair the production and activity of immune cells and antibodies. Chronic diseases, autoimmune and immunodeficiency disorders attack and potentially disable immune cells. Chronic mental stress. Stress releases hormones like cortisol that suppresses inflammation. Inflammation is initially needed to activate immune cells. And this also can suppress the action of white blood cells. Lack of sleep and rest. Sleep is a time of restoration for the body, during which a type of cytokine is released that fights infection. Too little sleep lowers the amount of these cytokines and other immune cells. When your immune health isn't at its best, the tiniest invaders, like a small cold or even just the suggestion of an invader, can kick the system into overdrive and leave you feeling horrible. Lots of things go into boosting or degrading your immune health. And one of the most overlooked is what you eat each day, or what patterns you create with the foods you consume. We tend to look toward vitamins, minerals, medicines, and every other outside investment we can buy. The real focus for immune health comes back to the very basics, what you eat each day. And I'm not going to be too geeky in the rest of this presentation. So when, let's see. So while all clean eating is good for the body and mind, there are a few patterns and plans for clean eating that really focus in on immune health. Choosing the right patterns and meal plans can have a massive impact on your immune health. Instead of struggling through yet another cold and flu season with no end in sight to the bugs you seem to encounter, teaching your body to eat clean can give you the advantage. So we're going to talk about some key nutrients in foods that support immune function. Supporting immune function with nutrition involves focusing on specific key nutrients in foods that help strengthen the body's defenses and promote overall health. So here's a breakdown of what I consider the essential nutrients and the foods that provide them. So vitamin C. Vitamin C is one of the most well-known immune-boosting nutrients. It stimulates the production of white blood cells, which are crucial for fighting infections. It also acts as an antioxidant, protecting cells from damage. And so the foods rich in vitamin C are your citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruit, bell peppers, especially that white pithy area inside of it. Don't throw that away. Strawberries, and they're green. That little part that you probably cut out, the little green leafy part, very good for you. Kiwi, broccoli, pineapple, and papaya. Vitamin D helps regulate the immune system and enhance the pathogen-fighting abilities of white blood cells. A deficiency in vitamin D can weaken your immune response and make you more susceptible to infections. So the best way you can get vitamin D is from the sun. So even in the cold fall, winter months, see if you can even expose your face to the sun. But other foods rich in vitamin D are your fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, fortified foods, which I don't really recommend, but they're there if you need it in a tight spot, such as fortified milk or orange juice, and mushrooms, especially those exposed to sunlight. A lot of mushrooms, that's why they grow. They grow on dead plant material and usually in shady places, but there are some that are exposed to sunlight. Zinc is essential for immune cell development and communication. It plays a key role in the body's inflammatory response and helps reduce the duration and severity of illnesses like the common cold. So foods rich in zinc: pumpkin seeds, oysters and shellfish, beef and poultry, chickpeas, cashews, and lentils. Vitamin A supports the immune system by maintaining the health of skin and mucous membranes, which, if you remember, I said acts as the body's first line of defense against infections. Foods rich in vitamin A are carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, red bell peppers, and mango. I will put in a little plug. So frequently, people look at skincare as something fluffy, or, it's the type of self-care that only leisure-loving rich people get to do. No, skincare is so important to your health. So I want you to remember that the next time somebody gives you a hard time about spending just a little bit extra on good quality skincare. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cells from damage and supports immune function by enhancing the activity of white blood cells. The other quality that in traditional Chinese medicine with vitamin E is its slippery quality. And so, for example, if you have hot flashes, whether you're peri, postmenopausal, or just having any type of a hot flash or flush, vitamin E will help your body with that slippery quality to calm it down. And part of this is because of its antioxidant properties. Selenium. Oh, and I forgot to say, well, so the foods rich in vitamin E are almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, spinach, and avocados. So selenium is an essential mineral that helps lower oxidative stress, which in turn reduces inflammation and boosts immunity. It is also important for the proper functioning of immune cells. So foods rich in selenium, Brazil nuts, one of the richest sources. 2 Brazil nuts a day gives you the basic amount you need for your body to function. If you have an inflammation or something you're fighting like a cold or flu, 3 Brazil nuts. There's also tuna, not necessarily tuna fish in the can, but tuna, brown rice, eggs, turkey, and spinach. Probiotics support gut health, which is closely linked to immune function. A healthy gut helps prevent the growth of harmful pathogens and supports the production of immune cells. The gut is a major site of immune activity and the production of antimicrobial proteins. The diet plays a large role in determining what kinds of microbes live in our intestines. A high fiber, plant-rich diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes appears to support the growth and maintenance of beneficial microbes. Certain helpful microbes break down fibers into short-chain fatty acids, which have been shown to stimulate immune cell activity. These fibers are sometimes called prebiotics because they feed microbes. Prebiotics are in things like onions, leeks, garlic, Jerusalem artichokes. Foods rich in probiotics are yogurt with live active cultures, and that refers to good quality dairy as well as like a coconut yogurt. It's the live active cultures that are most important. Kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and kombucha. Omega-3 fatty acids. They help reduce inflammation in the body, which supports the immune system's ability to function properly. Chronic inflammation can weaken immune defenses, so a diet rich in omega-3s is important for maintaining a balanced immune response. Foods rich in omega-3s are again your fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines, walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds. Iron is necessary for immune cell proliferation and maturation, particularly in white blood cells. Low iron levels can lead to weakened immune responses and increase susceptibility to infections. So if you know of anybody or yourself that have one of the different forms of anemia, it's really important for you to boost those iron levels up. And so foods rich in iron are red meat and poultry, lentils and beans, spinach, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, and tofu. And I'll just put in a mention here, it does, there's different types of iron. So the red meat and poultry are good if you need to boost your hemi iron. The other plant-based ones have to be converted. Clean protein. Protein is crucial for the body's ability to repair tissue and produce essential immune cells, like antibodies. A diet rich in quality protein helps maintain overall immune health. Without enough protein going into your body, your immune system can find it difficult to get over those pesky colds or flus. It also works to repair cells that might be damaged in the process of fighting off invaders in the body. So foods rich in protein, chicken and turkey, fish, eggs, beans and lentils, tofu and tempeh, nuts and seeds. And as usual, organic, free-range chicken and turkey, pasture-raised, with the eggs, wild-caught fish, and again, organic beans, lentils, non-GMO soy for tofu and tempeh, and the like. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals, which can damage cells and weaken the immune system. Foods rich in antioxidants support the immune system by reducing oxidative stress. And these foods are things like berries, so your blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, dark leafy greens like kale and spinach, nuts and seeds such as almonds and walnuts, dark chocolate, preferably 70% or a higher cacao or cocoa, and green tea. While not a nutrient, staying hydrated is critical for optimal immune function. Water helps in the production of lymph, which carries white blood cells and other immune system cells throughout the body. Proper hydration supports all of the body's natural defenses. Hydration sources, of course, are water, herbal teas, coconut water, and fruits with high water content, such as watermelon or cucumber. Sugar works overtime in a lot of our favorite foods, both sweet and savory. Added sugar is one of the biggest issues with processed foods in the grocery store and can keep your immune health from being its best on a daily basis. This is why the day or 2 or 3 after Halloween, most kids have a cold or a runny nose. Learning to skip the added sugar can be difficult since many of our favorite comfort foods are packed with the stuff. Sodas, candy, baked goods, all of them are easy to grab out of the cupboard and are often the first thing we reach for when we're having a hard day. All that added sugar raises your blood sugar quickly, and it can make your body insulin resistant. The natural hormones released when you have a little bit of sugar are suddenly blocked, which tanks your immune health and makes it hard to lose the last few stubborn pounds you've been hammering at to boot. The easiest way to ensure you're not getting extra sugar is to start by cutting out those added sugar treats. Once you've cut back on these in your diet, be sure to search any and all labels for that added sugar as an ingredient. And if you're not sure go to my website, feedingyourhealth.com, and I have a blog post in there on different types of sugars. Clean eating goes beyond just food and looks at the drinks you consume too. We've already talked about the importance of staying hydrated. Alcohol is one of those beverages that offers no nutritional value. It does offer added sugar and extra calories. It also damages your liver. Cutting out or only having alcohol in moderation is one of the best ways to adhere to a clean eating regimen and protect your immune system. All that talk of liquids makes me a little thirsty. Just like alcohol reduces your ability to think straight, walk straight, and drive, it keeps your immune system suppressed and reduces your response time. It can even act like an invader in your system and cause bacterial and viral infections. Even though it might not feel like much, alcohol can do a number on your immune system. Clean eating also means clean drinking. Stick to low-calorie drinks that hydrate without suppressing your immune system. By incorporating all of these key nutrients I've been talking about with their foods into your diet, you can strengthen your immune system and support long-term health. Focus on eating a wide variety of whole foods, including fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbs to ensure you're giving your immune system everything it needs to function optimally. And you might go, well, that's great. How do I do this? Well, how to plan balanced, clean meals. Planning balanced, clean meals for long-term health is about incorporating whole, nutrient-dense foods in the right proportions while avoiding processed and artificial ingredients. So I'm going to give you kind of a step-by-step guide to help you build sustainable clean eating habits. Start with the basics, the plate method. You may have seen that picture of the government plate with its different portions. Well, mine's a little different. A well-balanced meal includes all the major food groups in appropriate portions. So I feel that 50% vegetables and fruits should be the biggest part of your plate. Everybody's a little different. This is just a place to start. So these vegetables and fruits provide essential vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. You want to focus on colorful, non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens, broccoli, peppers, and berries. Then you'll add in about 25% protein. You want to opt for lean, high-quality sources like chicken, fish, tofu, beans, or eggs. This supports muscle maintenance, immune function, and overall energy. And then 25% whole grains or complex carbs. I understand not everybody can do whole grains. And, this is, again, a template. You can include things like quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes, or other high fiber, slow digesting carbs. These offer lasting energy and help maintain blood sugar levels. Healthy fats. Add a source of good fat, such as olive oil, avocado, nuts, or seeds. These promote heart health and improve nutrient absorption. Choose real foods. Go for minimally processed items, such as fresh produce, whole grains, and raw nuts and seeds. Limit items with added sugars, refined grains, and artificial ingredients. Read labels to check for hidden additives and preservatives. Prioritize nutrient-dense foods, vegetables. Load up on nutrient-packed veggies like spinach, kale, carrots, and bell peppers. These provide fiber, antioxidants, and essential vitamins. Then you have your lean proteins. These include protein sources like salmon for your omega-3s, chicken, beans, or lentils. These help maintain muscle mass, promote cell repair, and support immune health. For your healthy fats, again, incorporate sources of unsaturated fats, such as olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocado. These help reduce inflammation and support brain function. For whole grains, again, choose fiber-rich grains like brown rice, quinoa, or whole oats. That can be an oat groat or a steel-cut oat, because these support digestion and regulate blood sugar levels, or they can. Everybody's different. Plan your meals around your key nutrients to ensure you're supporting overall health, especially your immune system. Focus on meals rich in vitamin C and E, which are found in your citrus fruits, bell peppers, almonds, and sunflower seeds, because these support immune function. Zinc and selenium. Include foods like pumpkin seeds, Brazil nuts, and seafood to help bolster the immune response. Your fiber, whole grains, legumes, and vegetables help keep your gut healthy, which plays a crucial role in immunity. And then your probiotics. Incorporate fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, or sauerkraut to support gut health. Prepare ahead. Meal prep. Make planning easy by prepping ingredients in advance. Cook large batches of grains, roast vegetables, and grill proteins at the beginning of the week for easy meal assembly. Then prepare meals in portions that help maintain balanced nutrition and avoid overeating. For snack prep, keep healthy snacks on hand, like fresh fruits, raw nuts, or hummus with veggies like jicama, to avoid reaching for processed options when hunger strikes. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. Herbal teas and infused water can also be great alternatives. Staying hydrated supports digestion and overall health. Balance is key to long-term success. Allow room for occasional treats or indulgences, but focus on clean eating 80 to 90% of the time. This will keep your body nourished and make clean eating feel like a sustainable lifestyle, not a rigid diet. Eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel. This will help you adjust and personalize your meals to what works best for your body. By focusing on these principles, you can create a clean, balanced meal plan that promotes long-term health and supports your immune system. To help you even a little further, I have some recipes. I've got some delicious clean eating recipes, and I have even more if you got the guide, the Clean Eating for Immune Health Guide. These recipes focus on whole, nutrient-rich foods that help support immune function. One of those recipes in the guide is citrus and herb grilled salmon. This is rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, because salmon helps reduce inflammation and supports immune health. This berry antioxidant smoothie is packed with antioxidants from the berries. And so it supports your immune function by fighting oxidative stress. So these recipes, along with the others in the guide, focus on ingredients that support immune function, such as antioxidants, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory spices. They are not only nutritious, but also delicious and easy to incorporate into a clean eating lifestyle. So, immune health is one of the most important and overlooked side effects of a clean eating routine. Clean eating can help every area of your life, from skin health to helping you lose weight and keep it off. But it has a direct impact on your immune health. Eating more fruits and vegetables, choosing healthy proteins, and creating a balanced whole food diet are simple ways to incorporate clean eating into your daily routine and see the benefits in your immune health. Cutting out processed foods and alcohol boosts your gut microbiome, lets your immune response remain alert, and enables you to focus on other foods and drinks that are packed with nutrition. Instead of simply reaching for the most comforting chip or coffee, or coffee, well, maybe that too, or cookies with your coffee that are in your cupboard, finding foods that you enjoy that still allow you to eat your vitamins is essential. Clean eating can feel like a punishment. Cutting out sugar and cutting back on alcohol and other processed foods might feel like you're struggling to find new things to keep you running through the week. Instead of reaching for those foods yet again, plan and prep for the entire week so you've always got something on hand that's clean and supports your immune health. A change in your eating patterns and habits is the best, most foundational way to impact your health and your immune system. And if you're prepared and if you continue to work with listening to your body, it won't feel like a punishment. It won't feel like you're denying yourself. And it's a wrap. I want to thank you for being here. If you want to contact me, my email address is lynn.deboer.johnson@gmail.com. My website is feedingyourhealth.com. I have a Facebook group called Sage Wisdom. And when you go to my website, you'll see something that says what it has on the bottom of this slide. And you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation. And I am now, there we go. Oh, there we go. I am now ready for any questions you might have.
So good, Lynn. So helpful to have all the different foods and to think about combining them and have the recipes and stuff. We all know
Yep.
we're supposed to do it. It's just a matter of actually doing it.
Right. And that's why I really wanted to spend some time talking about how you can, it's one thing to see, oh, I should eat all of these foods. It's another thing to see, how can I actually do that in my day-to-day life? And so, that's why I thought, well, the plate method might help. Of
Mhm.
course, everybody's different, but that's just a way to start. And helping you to see different ways. And meal prep, I can't talk
Game
enough about
changer,
meal
yeah.
prep. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I did
exactly.
last week. I said, that's it. I'm not eating anything out of a box. And I made like 4 meals of all fresh meat, veggies, whatever. And we had them through the week, lunch, dinner, froze some. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, now they're gone. And I got to go through the freezer, which is not the good stuff. I should have kind of intermixed it, but I'm like, that's it. We got to clean out the freezer, get rid of that crap. And then, just be diligent. It's just taking the time to be able to make everything ahead and have it ready.
Yeah, but you've done it once.
Yeah.
So now you learned and you
I
can
wasn't
do
back to
something
work yet.
more again. Yeah. And like I said, the guidebook I have, I think 5 different recipes that you can look at and, just give you ideas on things you can do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's what we need is, this is great information. Give me a recipe so I can start it.
Right, because it's all overwhelming and you want to pick and choose and combine and I don't like this and I don't like that. And how am I supposed to eat this? And in a guide that you did a while ago or a show that you did a while ago, you were talking about the importance of omega-3s and you had them listed and I'm like, I don't like any of those things. And then I went to Costco and they had the omega-3 mix of nuts and seeds. I'm like, there you go. That's what I'm buying.
There you go. Yeah. And you can
And it
blend
has
them
a
in with the
vanilla too.
smoothie and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And that's interesting when you said, I don't like any of them all. Check in with your body. One thing I teach my clients is the sway test, So like, it's funny you say that. I have this um flax shea hemp mix
Yeah,
here.
that's very good.
Yeah, yeah. And so hold it up and it's like, oh wait, my body's kind of leaning back a little bit. But hold it in your hands. And for me, no, my no is back. My yes is forward. And so once you've determined which is your yes and which is your no, then you can go to Costco or wherever and hold it in your hand and say, should I take this? And actually my body's not really quite sure if I should take that right now. But I do that with my, like, here's a probiotic. And so I hold that and actually my body's like, oh, I'm not sure. This is for candida health. So maybe that means some of the work I'm doing is working. And so this is a great way as you're looking at the recipes and doing meal planning of saying, should I do this? Because that's what I'm about, empowering everybody to figure this out for themselves.
You really made it easy for us by giving us all those lists.
Great.
Because all we
Yes.
need is to have them in the kitchen. Okay.
Right? Well,
Yeah, have them in the kitchen, not in a bookcase. And when we do our shopping, look through it first. Let's see
yeah,
what is on the supermarket shelves, and then, well, the
right?
fresh vegetables and everything, and then get it. But check before we go to the supermarket.
Right. Check your freezer, your refrigerator, your cupboards. If you still have a farmer's market, check,
Yeah.
go there first. Anything like that. So I don't know if this is so I have taken to when I have too much, I'm not exactly sure. I go onto Chat GPT and say, help me create a week's worth of menus using these foods. And it gives me, I'm like, really? I've never thought about doing that. I'm not saying trust Chat GPT inherently, but it's a really great way to pick your brain and say, that could work. So, oh, thank you for being here.
Got it,
So
bud.
good to
Guys,
see you.
take care.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anybody else have questions or thoughts?
Yeah, maybe we should also keep the list in the car, when we go shopping before we check what we have at home or what we need.
Yeah. Well, as soon as we're done here, I'll have when the recording is up, I'll be sending out an email. So you can always stop the recording and write everything
Write
down.
everything down. Yes. Yeah, I know. I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
I might have taken some pictures of the screens. So
You're good. That's your that
Yeah,
that is a good thing. One thing I forgot to mention, I am in the process of, I've got most of the materials done. I'm struggling with creating my landing page in order form, But I have a chakra program that, it's a 3-month chakra program that I put together with all sorts of bonuses, and it has gems and exercises and things like that as you work through each of the chakras. Does everybody know what a chakra is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. They're the energy centers. And I once did a 7-day chakra challenge and was repeatedly told that wasn't enough time.
Mhm.
And so now I have a 3-month one. And in general, there's 2 weeks for each chakra. And there is journal prompts and all sorts of information.
Okay.
So,
Can I ask you if you're going to bring the medical system into it, or, Chinese or something? And let me explain
yeah.
why. Let me explain why. My sister told me last week that she has cervical cancer.
Mm.
And she immediately went to, well, we started looking at the chakra systems, and she said, oh, it's very interesting because the chakra where the cervix is also links it up with the heart,
That
with the
makes
heart
sense.
chakra. And that led us like crazy. But shocked as she was, she decided that instead of sitting down and saying, oh, woe is me, she could do something that would help her to at least keep her mind away. But she's not going to see the oncologist until next week, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
at least she says I can look at it from a different point of view, not only the medical point of view, where they can do everything, but I have to see what is behind, what is going on in this body. It surprised me when she said that there was a link between the cervical and the heart chakras.
Well, so
Because
the
I had never
cervix
heard
is
that
more
link.
the root, it's a root chakra thing, but
Yes,
the heart is a gateway, right? The heart is a gateway chakra.
that's
And
right.
so
You open it up and that's it.
yeah, you need to have that open to work both downward as well as upwards. So,
That's
yeah,
going to be really good. That is going to
yeah,
be very interesting.
yeah. So, um,
Yeah, let
yeah.
us know, please.
Yep, hopefully within the next week or so it'll be done. I've also started homeschooling my granddaughter. So things are always, yeah, what? Yeah. Well,
Wow.
it was what she wanted. So first and foremost, my family is my biggest priority. And
Absolutely.
yep. So
Well, I
anyway.
thought it was interesting. I didn't know that water helps produce the lymph.
Yeah, it's
And it
part
makes,
of it.
yeah, it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense because, but I didn't know that. I thought, well, that's an interesting fact. I love that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
right now I'm doing, well, it's the end of the October's breast health month. And I have a
Mhm.
breast health guide that I'm promoting, and I'm like, that would be something to put in there. I don't think that's in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Or
that.
even in your social media posts,
There you
you
go.
know,
I will.
that's, yeah,
Very cool. Very interesting. Great information.
thank you.
And,
It
yeah,
is.
thank you.
Just
Thank
please, Lynn, wait until after hurricane season here in Florida. still have-
you.
We still have all the month of November. The last time I had the weirdest thing with that hurricane, that even though it didn't hit the city where we lived directly, we did have houses destroyed and
Yeah.
flooding and everything here, which I didn't find out until later. But I had no electricity in my house. So I would be at home during the day with cats and checking out things and everything. And it would be like if I was in another century because I
Mhm.
couldn't use nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing. And then I would go and sleep at my son's and his wife's house with my grandsons, and they had electricity. So it was all of a sudden you walk in and you hear music, and what movie do you want to see? And yeah, there's some ice cream if you want to have some ice cream in the freezer. And the first day it felt good. And the second day I said, boy, it feels weird. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed being in the house with no electricity, believe it or not. And there was a silence It was a silence that I liked because you can hear the lizards running with that silence.
Mhm.
But still, the hurricanes. I'm not saying I'm happy with hurricanes because I'm not enjoying them. I'm not. But it it was a rude
Yeah.
awakening for all of us in Florida, the hurricanes we've been having lately.
Yeah, and the number of tornadoes that were produced.
Oh my God.
Whew,
Oh my God. It's been really bad and really dangerous.
yeah, my
Yeah.
brother-in-law was down there because the following week his daughter was getting married up here, but they were going down to Marcos Islands and Fort Myers, because my mom had lived in Fort Myers and my sister and her husband
Yeah.
are taking over her house. And so he was down there making sure everything was okay. So yeah, yep,
They were really bad, these last hurricanes. I mean, a category 5 hurricane destroys everything.
yep,
So, well, it wasn't that strong when it hit, it went down. Um, Still, they were devastating hurricanes.
yep,
Devastating.
yep.
Very different than the hurricanes that we've had before.
I-
I don't understand why, but
which makes you wonder about it, right? And I'm not
yeah,
going there, but it just like there's something happening. I don't
there's
know if it's Mother Nature or if it's man-made, but there's something happening.
I think it's a combination of both, Lynn.
Yeah.
I think humanity has not cared at all about the earth. And there used to be a commercial when I was, let's say, in the 60s about margarine. And then they would talk about margarine very nicely. And then the competition all of a sudden had a commercial that where a lady would appear in the forest.
Oh, yes, don't
And she
fool
would
with
say,
Mother Nature.
it's not nice to fool Mother
With Mother,
Nature.
yes.
And I said, that's what's happening here because the hurricanes have changed. I mean, the amount of rain during a hurricane is absolutely
Yeah,
mind-boggling. Where we have, like I said, we had floods in Gainesville, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of Florida, and we had floods and homes destroyed, and we
yeah.
thought that it hadn't been that bad here. Yeah, we thought that
Well,
Gainesville had not gone through anything. Well, no, life is full of rude awakenings.
yeah.
So,
I mean, and then think about the people in Western North Carolina
oh my God,
who are like, what is going
yeah.
on?
And
That
I
would
have
be
friends,
like us having a tsunami here
yeah,
in Iowa.
and I have friends who live in California, really close to the fires that they have over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, they were having some horrendous fires that we barely heard about.
Barely heard about it. In
And
Europe, they
then
also have tremendous fires
and
and floods.
did you hear about the in Spain, the I don't know how many people were killed, but I was looking at the pictures and it was, I mean, cars were like piled up on each other from these floods
Yes,
and mudslides that went
the
through.
floods and mudslides and such. Yes,
So it's like, and this is why it's important to take care of ourselves and be prepared.
that's right.
So,
Prepared. So I was prepared as far as food is concerned because my son came over when I called him and I said I had no electricity. It took us about I don't know 5 hours to get from one house to the other one because of the trees that had fallen down on the way.
Bye. Thanks,
And
Lynn. It was a
you're
great
welcome.
presentation.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.
And so he came, he said, oh, I'll take ice. So you can put, oh, he said, you have mostly fruits and vegetables. So that'll last longer than anything that's already prepared or frozen and is going to unfreeze. And so that helped. But aside from that, yeah,
Yeah. I can say to be prepared, either canning, yes, it reduces its quality, but
it'll last.
it'll last, and then dehydrating. Like tomatoes, I dehydrate the sliced tomatoes and then I'll put them in my blender to powder them
Harder than-
and that can be added to things to either enrich it, or you can make a dressing with it, or,
except that the humidity in Florida.
oh, yeah, well.
Well, I every year it gets worse, and this year I tried to make the skulls for the Day of the Dead, and they're made with sugar, and they melted. And I
I
kept
can
saying, why
imagine.
didn't I had Elmer's glued to it or something like that? Well,
Yeah,
you know, kids eat them, so you can't do that.
yeah.
But yeah, so wherever we are, we have different ways
Yeah.
of having to do things. And
Well,
that's
and I don't
those-
know if this would work, but you could take one of the food savers that has the vacuum attachment
I thought of that. I
and
thought of
suck
getting
out
that
the air so that, you don't have to worry about that humidity
about the
as much.
humidity, which is bad here. Oh, the humidity is very good for your skin, so I don't mind that part about it.
That, exactly. Working with what we
Gotta go
got.
back.
Bye,
Bye.
Mary Kay. It was so
Thank
good
you,
to see you.
Jennifer.
Bye, ladies. I'll go too. Thank you, Lynn.
Yep, me too.
So we can watch this again. So write down
Yes.
everything.
Yes,
Thank you.
so as soon as I get the recording, I'll send the email off.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye. Bye.